In today's Razorback Daily, we're looking back at Coach Silverfield's welcome celebration. Plus, championship weekend is here, and we're rolling out our picks. It's Friday, December 5th, 2025. I'm Quinn Grovey alongside my man Matt Zimmerman. You're listening to the Razorback Daily.
All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining us on this Friday, 5 December. Wow, what a day in Fayetteville and on the Hill yesterday. So much Ryan Silverfield introduction, the big press conference with all the media at 1 o'clock, the big production for the celebration introduction at 5 o'clock, and then a private event with a lot of our important donors. After that, all in the Fred Smith building. Quinn Grovey, you were there front and center. Ryan Silverfield did really good job in the press conference. I thought it seemed like the media was very impressed with him. My favorite thing at the press conference and the celebration event was the two little twins. The twins, they were dressed so cute, the little girls, but both times they kind of took them off to the side. I was hoping they just left them up there. But a beautiful family and a big day for the Silverfields taking over Razorback football officially and in front of everybody. Quinn.
Yeah, it was a huge production, man. I was really surprised about the way the stage was set up, the lights, all the stuff that they had going on. It was a huge production right there. And then Tara and I did kind of a pre-show that was live for people to see on Hogs Plus as well. But I mean, the band was there, the cheer and the Palm Squad was there, and they created it was not like an A, but it was like a line where everybody that came in, all the fans that came into the event, I mean, they were able to walk through there. The band was playing, and it almost feels like it's close to like running through the A, but not like running through the A.
That's
But that was
awesome for fans,
cool.
isn't it, Quinn?
Yeah, I mean, you hear the band playing like that, and I don't care what you got going on. When that band gets to playing some of that stuff, those songs that I mean, it's just going to be hyped up. And so it was good. We had a lot of chairs there, a lot of people sitting there, and so it was really cool. And then, Chuck, always does his fantastic job of making everybody feel comfortable and greeting, and then he brought Hunter up, and Hunter was able to thank his wife Jennifer for being a part of it, and it was good to see Coach Silverfield get up there and kind of just take the mic off the podium and just kind of walk around and just kind of do his thing. And so it was cool. I mean, to be able to see him do that, he was able to, like I said, introduce his wife Katie and all that, and the twins, and so they're going to be a part of this program. And after that was over with, we some of the fans cleared out, and we headed over to the Fred Smith Center. Well, in the Fred Smith, went to a different location in the Fred Smith Center, and got a chance to kind of take Coach Silverfield through and have them meet a bunch of our donors. And I was thinking, okay, all right, we're going to walk through this door, and we're going to be able to walk around, and I'm going to be able to take you around and show you all these people and all that. And as soon as we walked through the door, they started giving him applause, and we were stuck. And I just said, look, hey, I was waving to the people at the foundation. If you got somebody that wants to meet Coach Silverfield, you need to bring them to us because we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. And we made it probably 5 feet, but we were able to get through all the donors. Everybody got a chance to meet Coach and shake their hand, and so it was really cool, man. It was a good event, and man, I was happy with it. I know Coach was happy with it, and then we also saw Travis Swanson sitting over there. I said, we got to go see Swanson. And so we were able to go over there, and you can see Coach, kind of relax just a little bit because he's with a whole bunch of people that he knew. And so that was good to be able to see that. But Coach was really good with everybody, man. I mean, you want to talk about being genuine, looking people in the eye and doing the right thing. So I was impressed with the way he handled our donors. And he talked about his fundraising background, and you can see him really being a part of that, really trying to engage folks. So, I think he's probably gonna help us out in a big way from a Razorback Foundation standpoint.
Yeah, for sure. I think he likes fundraising. That's very important right now. He says he's done that at Memphis. He's not been in the college game a ton of years, but in those 2016 to 2025 at Memphis, he said he did fundraising. And so hats off for that. And hopefully he really can have a major positive impact for us there. Everything helps for sure. Um, Quinn, you're right. The stage, that production, that was big time. I think it was, a couple different companies that the athletic, along with all the athletic department facilities, game ops people, man, they put in some work getting that indoor facility ready. Glad you complimented the band, the Spirit Squads. They were awesome. A lot of them were there. A lot of our current players were there, Quinn, if you were standing on the
Yeah,
stage off to the right. Hats off to those guys being there. The big news, Quincy Rhodes was at the press conference and he said, I'm coming back. KJ Jackson was at the press conference. This was with the media. He said, I'm coming back. CJ Brown came through there as well, I think, just to maybe kind of watch it. But it was great to see CJ there and smiling. And so that's another one. Hopefully, we get back a current player, a starter, a wide receiver. So there, and then at the main celebration, a lot of players there, some former players, and I want to honor them. You always wish there were more former players, Quinn, but it was nice the ones that came. Travis, as you said, Nick Brewer, got to visit with Stephen Conley.
yeah,
Um, you always wish anytime you have something like that, you always hope there's a thousand former players at present or 500, and there wasn't, but there was, and of course, Steve Cox was there, Ken Hatfield was there.
Grant
Um,
Cook.
oh, Grant Cook, yep, and his wife, they were there. Um, and I apologize for anybody else I'm not thinking of. Former player Randy Lawson, who's on our board, who was on the football team, Quinn Grovey, Marvin Caston. But that was nice. That was very nice of the ones that were able to make it and be there. I thought that was great. And then current head coaches coming to support. Chris Johnson was there, Doug Case, John Calipari was there at the press conference, folks. Not the press conference, the celebration, introductory celebration. Um, Dave Van Horn and his wife Karen, they're all those type things. Always very supportive. Courtney Deifel, Jordan Weber, her staff was there. Shauna Estes Taylor was
Yeah.
there.
Did you say Kobe? Yeah.
Yep. No, I did not say Colby. Colby Hell was there. That was nice to see. Um, just a lot of our coaches and a lot of our administrators, whether it was Rick Thorpe or any of the, Felicia Sane, Dorita Ratcliffe, a lot of our administrators obviously going to be there. It's a big deal. It's important. And then a good amount of the University of Arkansas Board of Trustees. It's a 10-member group. They approved contracts. They have a lot to do with
Yeah.
the University of Arkansas, appointed by the governor. And I would say they were all introduced. I'd say there was 6 or 7 of them
Yeah.
in attendance. I thought that was good, Quinn. So I thought there was a show of solidarity and support by our university at different levels, that we are here for this coach. We're going to support this staff as he forms it and for this team. And we're going to get better, Quinn Grovey. Get better. That was a big part of this message on Thursday.
Well, that's why this opportunity is here. You got an opportunity to get better, and I think it's really not just getting better, but it's really on the road to doing bigger and better things. We've been stuck in a cycle where we go, okay, let's get 6-6 and get to a bowl game, and that's kind of okay. And then occasionally, if we can go every 4 years and win 8 or 9, then we're feeling pretty good about that. But I think we've got to get back to the point where we're thinking 9-10 games a year, every single year, and competing at a high level. And that takes a lot. That takes a huge commitment, but we've got everything here to do it. And our fans are starting to support us, or continuing to support us in a big way. So you just got to have a coach here that believes that they can do that. And
Yeah.
I think he believes he can do it. So we'll have to see how all that plays out. But I'm behind him, and I'll help him any way I can as well. But there's no reason this program should not be competing all the time. So I'm glad we're moving forward, and hopefully we can get it done.
Quinn, before we flip the script, we had the reception, and as you talked about that, you were getting to follow him around. You didn't get to go very far. Right there, right there in the lobby, everyone around him. But was there anything about Coach that you could tell our listeners that stood out as he visited with person after person after person, and his wife Katie as well?
I just think he connected with every one of them. He looked them in the eye, and it was just kind of like he listened to every story that people had to tell, and I just think he made people feel important. And I think that that's a gift. And if you're able to do that, I think that that allows you to really connect with people on a different level. And so, I mean, it's hard to do. I mean, you got a line of people just waiting, and you've got to amp up that energy every time, look people in the eye, and really learn a different story every single time. And so, but he did it, and whether it was kids or wife or husband or whatever, he was engaged. But because he all knew that those people up there were really supporting Arkansas football in a big, big way. And I just get the feeling that he's going to do that with anybody that's a fan. I see him being a guy that can relate to our biggest donor, and I can see him relating to the person that don't give as much as well. I just think he feels like all those folks are within his wheelhouse to support the Razorback program, and to me, that's probably one of the biggest things that he showed me, is that I think he can relate to the $50 donor up
Yeah.
to the seven-figure donor.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. I love hearing that, and that's definitely the impressions I got as well. And I wasn't with him right there the whole time like you were. I was roaming around talking to everybody, but there were so many positive comments and so many people excited about the possibilities. And I love we talked about it on yesterday's daily. You can go back. The flipping of the in-state recruits was so important on Monday to get people's juices flowing, and now you're going to start hearing about some staff hirings coming up in the next probably from today up till the next for the next 2 weeks. You're going to hear about these staff hirings, and that's going to be big time news. And he's excited about the recruits that are coming and these portal kids. Between December 5th and January 20th, we're probably going to have some form of good news every day, Quinn. And that's my last question to you. It's going to be exciting for us, Tara, for all of us, because we got a lot to add to this football program between now and January 20th. Not that we're not going to add somebody in May or whatever, but 95% of this team is going to be decided between now and January 20th, Quinn.
Well, yeah, but I think yesterday you got your quarterback lined out and you got your pass rusher lined out, and so that's big. Now you're right; you're going to get a ton of other pieces. I just think that we'll be excited about staff members that he brings along, additional positions that he may bring along that we haven't had here in the past that may allow this program to do some things differently. But you're right. There's going to be some excitement about that. And the one thing about it is when you got a new coach like this, you got hope. And I know we've been living on hope for a long time. But hopefully that we're going to move in the right direction where it's going to translate to wins on the field. And there's nothing better than seeing a Razorback fan base that's extremely happy with their football program. And when they're happy, everything is better. And so I can't wait to see it. Hopefully we get it done. And I'm behind Coach in a big way.
Home is more important than ever, and Arvest Bank is here to help you with all of your home loan needs for a new home, a refinance, or maybe making improvements to that current home. We can all use some of that if our home is more than 4 or 5 years old. Get started today at arvest.com/home. For me, equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval. This is an Arkansas bank. Go check them out. You can go in person or hit them up, arvest.com. I am excited about this week's picks, but I'm also a little bit, I've got to bow up because it's not standings here. They're way too tight. 42, 26, and 2. That's through 70 games. Tara, 3 games back, 39, 29, and 2. Quinn, 2 games back from Tara, 37, 31, and 2. If I went 0-5 and Quinn went 5-0, he would be tied with me. Tara could be in the lead after this week. We've got 5 more games to pick, and we're going to pick 11 games in the college football playoff, correct?
Yeah.
Are we going to give it up? Y'all want to give it up?
No, we're gonna do this till the end. But
okay, well then let's see. I got 16 more. We have 16 more games to go. That's a lot.
We're in that spot where Q and I might have to start taking some risks because
not yet. 16 games.
It's getting tight. I know we are in a tight race though, so that is good to know. But we've got 5 games, all championship games. North Texas versus Tulane is going to be the first one we're going to pick. This is a Friday game in New Orleans. North Texas is a 2.5 point favorite.
So this is 2 coaches that are going elsewhere, but they're going to coach in this game. I love that. They are there. They didn't quit on their team.
Oh, man.
They didn't leave as Lane Kiffin
It's
did.
a totally different situation, I think, comparative to...
They're leaving.
Yes. I
like the fact they're staying for those kids.
Well, Lane wanted to stay. I mean, we can get into that. He wanted to stay.
Oh, don't set him off. We already got the big speech.
I really like Lane Kiffin.
No, he wanted to stay. He wanted to stay. You cannot say the man didn't want to stay. Now, was it right to stay? Hey, whatever. But go ahead, man. Go ahead. All right, I'm gonna let you just throw that out there and just not have any kind of repercussions.
I'm not a fan of Lane Kiffin. Not a fan of him. Used to be. Okay, so North Texas is favored. Tara, where is that game? Does anybody know?
It's in New Orleans.
New Orleans, like she said earlier.
Sorry, I missed it. I missed that. I'm sorry. I had technical difficulties. Okay. I'm going to go with North Texas is the favorite?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a lot of questions in this deal because I didn't do any prep. Did North Texas and Tulane play, and who won? And does anybody know the score?
You do that on your own time, man. This is pick'em time.
They did not play.
No.
All righty.
Not that I'm seeing, Tulane versus North Texas. There's a reason that North Texas is the favorite. They probably have the better team. They got that great quarterback. I think both coaches are distracted, but to New Orleans, I'm going to go with Tulane.
Oh, okay. Having not really watched much or any of either one of these teams, I'm going to go with the Mean Green because they do have a good quarterback. So I'm going to pull a Quinn Grovey and base it purely off of that.
Same. Sign your boy up for the better quarterback. Absolutely. Now, look, Tulane has a really solid quarterback. They got a BYU transfer there that's been playing really good. And so, but I'm going to roll with the Mean Green, and that would probably be his last game at the Mean Green. He'll be Oklahoma State's quarterback next year.
Probably so.
Very, very possible.
I would definitely think that you're right on that.
All right. Then we've got the SEC title game. Georgia versus Alabama, as usual. Georgia is a 2.5 point favorite.
Alabama did beat them in the regular season at Georgia.
Yes. So Bama won 24-21. Kirby has a bit of a Bama problem, you could say, but something about this game, guys, I'm feeling like I got to take Georgia. So I'm rolling with Kirby Smart.
All right. Well, can't go against that thought process. I've always said I'm not going to go against Alabama. I'm not going to go against Georgia. Now they're both playing. So what do? I think Alabama is the team that has to continue to fight to stay in the playoff. I mean, I hate to say that you play in the SEC championship game and then people are going to be really questioning whether or not you still should be in it. I mean, so
you got to get rid of the championship games.
Yeah. Eventually, I think that's what's going to have to happen. But
you have to get rid of them.
So I think Kalen DeBoer understands that he's got to find a way to win this football game, and I'm going with Bama.
Okay.
And they beat them at Georgia.
Yeah. Bama also barely beat Auburn though. So
yeah, it's gonna be a tight
game.
It's gonna be a slugfest.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm gonna go
man.
with Georgia. I think
Ooh,
that
y'all
Dang.
left
the
me on
last
an
game.
island.
I'm gonna
Dang,
go with the
Z.
Georgia Bulldog. I'm going in Bulldogs.
Couldn't
All
do me
right.
a solid and just go with Q on that one.
All
Nope.
right. All
I
right.
think they're gonna win by a field goal, 24-21, just like the first game.
I can believe
Different team
it.
wins.
I can believe it. I can believe that.
Yeah. All right. We've got the Big 12 game in Arlington, BYU versus Texas Tech. Really big spread for a championship game. Texas Tech favored 12.5. Coin Grovey.
Give me that big NIL budget. I'm going with Texas Tech. I'm rolling with the rambling wreck of Texas Tech. I don't know if they say that. I think that's Georgia Tech. But
Yeah, I don't know if they do that.
And they
I'm
played
going with
during the
Texas
regular
Tech.
season.
Throw all the tortillas.
Yeah, I'm going with. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm going with
Where
Texas
did they
Tech.
play?
In Arlington.
Played in Lubbock, 29-7. 29-7 in Lubbock.
Tech.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where's this game at?
BYU. Hey, Sataki, he says he's going to come back. You know, everybody's going to be happy. You know, all that. So you need to go ahead and buy into that BYU thing.
Is this at AT&T Stadium, Jerry Jones?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. BYU's won some bowl games there too, see?
So Quinn's going with who?
Tech. Pew, 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 pew.
Tara, who you going with?
I'm telling you.
29-7 in Lubbock. 22 points. They beat them pretty thoroughly. I'll just go with Texas Tech. We already got We already got a sample size.
It's a wash, though. We're all going with Texas Tech. Even with the big spread.
Okay, y'all gonna let me flip?
No, not doing that again.
Nope. We learned.
Absolutely not.
Get him, Tara. No more Mr. Nice Woman, Tara.
Nope. It is written.
No.
We are not undoing it.
No, Tara is
No
not
more.
doing any more of that.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Duke and Virginia. Let me look
Yep.
it up. Let's see,
Duke, Virginia. Virginia is a 3.5 point favorite in the ACC championship game. This one's in Charlotte. So,
Charlotte.
Z, you're up first. We've got the Chandler Morris over at Virginia.
Yeah, and let's see. They did Duke and Virginia. I'm sure they played before. So it was November 15th, Virginia. Looking at Duke's schedule, so they lost to Virginia at Duke by 17. What spread? 3.5? What am I missing? I'm going to go with Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia beat them the first game by 17.
Don't do it, Tara.
No, I'm going Virginia because
same.
it'll cause some chaos though if Duke beats Virginia for the playoff situation. So
well, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Yeah.
So.
If ands and butts were sugar and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
All right, so we've got two games that we're all on the same page with. Let's see about the last one. We've got Indiana versus Ohio State. Ohio State is a 4-point favorite. This game is in Indianapolis. I'm going with Ohio State. I know Indiana is a different Indiana than they have been in the past, but Ohio State's arguably the best team in the country. So
I don't think they played.
No, they haven't played.
Mm-mm.
And I'm going with Ohio State as well. You can Google them tomorrow or the next day, but I can promise you right now, Ohio State's going to take Indiana behind the woodshed. They got too much talent on the outside.
This is a 2-touchdown victory or more for Ohio State.
Oh,
not close.
Wow!
Dang!
Ohio State. I mean, Indiana's.
I think they both have some injuries, though. I can't remember exactly.
I did see Ohio State has
hurt,
a couple linemen, I think, that are hurt.
Yeah, I think their center is hurt.
Yeah, and they do. You're right. I think Ohio State's.
But they've got it. I just think they've got to have the depth, right? Like that roster's got to be plenty okay to deal with that. So
100%.
All right, we are together on 3 games, but that's a little common in a conference championships.
All right.
Let me flip on any of those.
Nope.
Which one would you consider flipping on?
Don't give me that.
All 3.
No.
No.
That's part of thinking. That's part of thinking.
Could you
Sarah.
imagine?
We might as well not even have an order of picking.
Exactly.
No. Well, yeah, I'm just negotiating. I'm just seeing if y'all allow me to flip.
So we've got 2 games. Q's on an island.
Bama.
Bama, yeah. All right. And then Z is on an island with Tulane.
Yes, I went to.
There we go.
And you're not on an island any.
Nope. Y'all wouldn't give them to me.
You want to switch, Vinny?
Nope.
All right. We're going to see
There
what
we go.
happens. Going to see what happens. Go Green Wave.
Well, all right, Z and Terrors, we get ready to wrap up this edition of the Razorback Daily. Z had some sad news brought to us. And, last year we talked about Bob Hope. I mean, we talked about the Arkansas media. And there are certain guys in the Arkansas media that are really, really a part of the fabric of what we do and how we do it. And Bob Hope was one who passed away. And then we just lost Nate Allen. Nate Allen was a guy that I would say is a part of that fabric as well. He's from that Orville Henry tree, and so those guys have always really been so supportive of Arkansas. They told the story right, and they weren't trying to be first. They were trying to get it right and give Arkansas fans the right information. So losing Nate Allen is definitely another blow to the Arkansas media and the Arkansas family.
Yeah, big blow. And Nate got to live a little longer than Bob, 75, but still pretty early, I think. And he had probably 4 or 5 years of pretty tough battles. And, he'd gone through cancer and he'd had a lot of things he had to deal with. And then the worst part, a guy that was a great communicator, hard-nosed, tough guy. The last probably 2 years, he really couldn't talk very well. And so it was hard to understand what he said. I remember, and he was a good donor for the Razorbacks. Well, what's interesting, his wife is Nancy, who passed away last year. Nancy loved to come to the games. They had tickets. Of course, he worked in the press. Not many media people have like basketball season tickets and give a donation. He did that, but he was also very straight. You weren't going to see him running around in Razorback gear. Media now, it's more common of that because of the streaming. I don't know it all, but it's different kind of a media. And now the media that follows the great Bob Holt and the great Nate Allen, it's like Matt Jones and it's Christina Long and it's some of those that remain kind of neutral and will give a good and a bad. We have so much media. We're Razorback media. We work for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Quinn and I are traditional media, but even a lot of the traditional ones now, they'll be in Razorback gear. They're like a fan, and it's hard to be a neutral in the middle, give you an honest opinion or an honest article with no heart and soul in it. But a guy like Nate Allen could, because he didn't consider himself, a fan. He was a journalist first, but he supported the Arkansas Razorbacks financially, which I find very, very great, because his wife liked to go to the games, Nancy. And he went to the University of Missouri, just like Bob Holt, a very good journalism school there. When we heard like a month to 6 weeks ago, he was in hospice. Hospice to me, when you go into hospice, it's the end coming very soon. And he was at home. He wanted to be home. He'd had a lot of hospital time. He'd been in Little Rock hospitals up here, everything. And he lost his wife, very sad. And Quinn, he's in hospice. And then about 2 weekends ago, I go to Mike Nail's service at funeral home on Sunday. Who's there at the service?
Oh, yeah.
Nate Allen. He's standing up. I think he drove.
Yeah.
He's standing up, walking around, paying his respects to Mike Nail's family. And I'm like, I heard 3 weeks ago he's in hospice care. And here he is standing, honoring another man's life. And I was also told that Sunday night, he just did an article this week. He worked to the end, folks. I think he was at our last basketball game before Louisville. So like Jackson State, Winthrop, he's at those games, working. When, he felt really bad. And he's there. doing a job.
Yep.
Quinn, they said Sunday night / Monday morning, he was writing an article that has now been published, and he was having some technical difficulty. This is a man that's about to pass away. He's hours from passing away, and he's like, "I got to get this done." And I think his son. I've not talked to his son, but I've heard his son was like, "Dad, we got to get you down. You got to lay down." And he worked on this article till 1:45 a.m.
Yeah,
Man, you talk about a tough person. Matt Jones did a real nice piece about Nate. We do have some old school journalists still. Tom Murphy. We still have some old school journalists here that are traditional journalists. We just don't have very many of them. Not very many left in Arkansas. But Nate Allen made an impact on a lot of people, Quinn.
Yep.
And it's been tougher for him to communicate the last few years, but he was still working. He's still writing. He's still pouring his heart and soul into it. And he covered you all the years you were here. Him and Bob both covered you on the daily on the Razorback beat.
Yeah, every day. And I've always said that Bob and Orville and Nate, those were three guys that I always felt comfortable with. I mean, you knew if you said something as a quarterback of Arkansas, it could always get out. But I thought I could they always got me to go just a little bit further than I probably would have or should have. And I felt like they were always going to protect me in that way. There have been times I was in my dorm room saying, man, I probably shouldn't have said that. But,
right.
But I knew that those guys were always going to be the ones that were going to do it right. They weren't going to try to attack me in any kind of way. And they're legendary folks that do it the right way. I love the fact that Nate, even though he was going through those struggles, he's a guy and he had a hard time speaking, but that didn't keep him from getting out and about. I mean, this is a guy that just continued to try to, his lifeblood was Razorback athletics and being a part of that. And so I am so thankful. I've got an opportunity to spend time with Nate Allen whenever I was a player and then, after being a player. So he will definitely be missed. And boy, I tell you what, that's a big shot to the Arkansas media and what they do, because he did it with integrity and he did it the right way, and he did it with the Razorbacks first. Well, all right, Zay and Tara, that's how we'll wrap up this edition of the Razorback Daily, a Sport and Story production. I'm Quinn Grovey alongside my man, Matt Zimmerman. We'll talk Monday.